Hello, this is James Smith at GannAnalysis.net. Today we're looking at the Nifty 50 index from India. And if you look at this, we start from the high back in January 2008. Every 48 months, you get a turn. It's not always a low. It could be, in this case, it was a high. And in this case, it looks like it may be a high. Now, the simple logic is that if the bigger the rally into the cycle, the more likely that the cycle is indeed calling a top. So you had this rally here that called a top. You got a pretty big sell-off. And the concept here is that we're probably going to sell off the same way we did back here. Maybe, how far it goes down, that's another story. I get into that in my report on this market. But today I just want to warn you that the 48-month cycle is likely calling a top. There are other cycles involved here, but certainly the one I really want to highlight is the 48-month cycle. It doesn't mean that cycles work every time. I mean, back here we had 90, 180-month cycles. It looked like it might have been a top, and it did give you the start of a move down, and then you shot up. So what you have to do, you have to wait for it to start to sell off, confirm that it's actually starting a decent pullback by closing below some key Gann support. So with Gann, you always use time and price. You may have an attractive cluster of cycles, in this case 90, 180, but you never really got the kind of sell-off you wanted. You have to wait for a decent pullback to confirm that you're going to get something bigger. So back here, it was easy. You nailed the top and it really started to sell off quickly. That's what we want. We want to see some real selling, and by late January, early February, we want this thing to really start selling off, and then maybe we get something like this. So you can argue, well, it didn't work here, so it's not going to work here, but that's kind of a fundamentalist attitude. I'm saying that the thing is hugely overbought. Nothing is perfect. Gann cycles, sometimes they don't work, but the more overbought you are going into the cycle, the more likely you're calling a major turn. So that, you have to be aware that, hey, this is a big one. You have not only the 48-month cycle, you also have a 144-month cycle, which is 12 years low to high. You have a 45-month cycle from low to high, 192. That's a big cycle. And if you look at, maybe these didn't stop it, but they slowed it down. Sometimes if a market has a lot of momentum, the first cycles that come due won't stop it. But, we've seen such an impulsive move up into this January timeframe, completing a 4-year, 48-month cycle, high to high. I think it looks good. So let's see what happens. But certainly you want to exercise caution with regard to this market. You don't want to be the guy that's buying the top tick. So I'm not saying it can't go higher. I'm saying that sometime during the month of January, it's likely to form a top and start turning down. That's all we're saying. And if you want more information, then you go to the website, hit the shop button. You'll get my most recent report on the Nifty 50 and a whole lot of other markets. Forex, bonds, stocks, commodities, even crypto. We cover all the bases. If you become a client, you see a market, you don't see the market you want, you tell us, we cover it.